Carlos Duran from Techco.
How you guys doing?
Carlos, we kind of want you to walk us through the manufacturing process. It's all American, it's all in-house. We want you to walk us through a little bit on the process that you go through to build these twin screw superchargers. I know you start with this piece like down here, a raw forging.
We get all of our raw forgings in, as you can see here on the palletized. This actually comes in the raw form, billet aluminum. So these are the pieces how they come in here. And what people don't realize, Techco's been behind the scenes for probably 12, 14 months, and they weren't ready to go to sales and marketing of a product until September or October of 08. So once they did that they brought on me, the sales and marketing staff, in here to show everybody what we're doing and where we're going. So this is how the pieces first come in here. Raw, they're cut, and we make everything in-house. From the runners to the supercharged screws to the air kits, velocity stacks, you name it. It's all made here with all these machines in here. So this is how it comes in raw, and then we come into a couple of stages.
Yeah, walk us through a little bit. Now, the next thing you'd want to do on this would be to put the shaft and so on through the center of it.
We get the raw pieces in here, pressing the shaft, which you can see over here. Actually, they come into the tool first, and then they get the.
Here's where they get machined.
So all the machine pieces get drilled out, so they're enable them to put in the shafts to tap them in here.
Right, right. And everything's done on a CNC machine, so everything comes out the same.
Exactly. So all the tolerances and everything's done identical and the same.
Now here's one with the shaft already installed.
So here's probably quarter way of the assembly process. You got the shafts pressed in here, set, ready to go, prior to them going into the CNC machine to be screwed out.
Right. Now the important thing about these for people to remember, of course, is that it's a twin screw, so you'll have two of these per assembly.
It's a 3-liter twin screw reverse revolution supercharger. No one has it to market. We're slowly going to become to the next supercharged company out there. We have product available right now for Dodge, and we just released the Mustang unit, and we're going into the Corvette, Camaro, Chevy short blocks, and the boat applications coming up in the future. So this is it pressed in. Once all that is done,
next step is making some rotors out of it?
Making some screws out of it, exactly. So what you see in here, actually the tool cutting them in here.
Right.
So right now it takes female rotor about 3.5 hours, 3 hours, and the male rotor is about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. We just added a new machine which will be up and running probably in about 30 days, which you see right over here. That can make a supercharged set of screws every 10 minutes. So
that'll be efficient.
Back order from Techco is not going to be an issue. The product's going to be premier, made in-house, made in the USA from the ground up, and we're excited to give it to the people out there to market.
Now, Carlos, it's neat to be able to see how these things interface. Jimmy, if you can come over on this side a little bit, you can kind of show how these things interface together. Yeah. How a typical screw-type supercharger would interface together.
Bill Talley, Bill Craig, John Spruill, Andy Biziano did a lot of time assembling this design and this setup to where it works perfectly.
Yeah. And these are positive displacement superchargers.
Absolutely.
So they have tons of power. They move the same amount of air at lower speeds as upper speeds.
Absolutely. All the air goes through the twin screw setup. So the more air you put in through, less boost, more power. Runner length gets the power that we're getting out of these cars.
Now, if you can you show us what the casing looks like?
Yeah. This is one of the cases that's already been through the process of being cut and measured and sized prior to going on to being pressed in with supercharger screws. So all this is done in-house. So we shave the top off, shave the bottom off, drill in the nuts, and it's ready to go.
That's really hot. Well, and these things, the neat thing is we've seen them mounted on the cars.
Absolutely.
They fit under the hood. They all, each one, even though the supercharger part may be the same, they all have to have a different inlet section so it'll bolt up to an existing engine, like the 3-valve Ford or the Dodge, and that's what these are. Is that right?
Well, first off, our setup is a modular supercharger. So once you get all the base set up, all you got to do is design the runners to fit the application. The intercooler housing, which is a dual A-frame intercooler, it is the biggest intercooler out there to market right now, 118 cubic inch. No one has it, and they're double. So each intercooler goes all the way inside on both sides. So when the air comes up, they're already angled, so they go air through, down through the runners to get the low boost, high horsepower numbers we want to get, and cooling off pretty well. So you see here the little space measure here, so the water comes in, it has to go one way or the other. for there.
And like everything else, it's all made here. Nothing's coming from offshore. Carlos, fill us in a little bit about the finished product here on these rotors.
These are the finished screws when they come in. Female rotor, male rotor. This is a special coating that no one is using to market, so it would eliminate most supercharged companies out there that have issues with some of the Teflon coating coming off. This won't happen with these units due to the special coating, and again, no one's using it. Unfortunately, I really can't release the material that it's made out of. But you can see here, these are the screws that are coming in. They're ready to go, and then we also have the casing to where they go in here. So everything's done, taken care of, cleaned up, and they're pressed in, and people get ready to be screwed.
And you got the front fork plates and back plates and everything like that. You can see here's one that's more assembled.
So we control our own destiny, our own production, and we could build 5 superchargers a day right now. Once we get the new machine up, there will be no limit. We could probably do 6,000 superchargers a year without a problem.
Well, it's an impressive looking piece, and it's EO legal.
Everything we product, our base kits will have EO numbers for all applications, for the Chargers, Challengers, Magnum, 300, the Mustang, the Corvette coming out, the Camaro, and everything else in between.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate the quick tour.
Thank you very much.